Yes, hi, amazing people. We are on a mission to be able to help people live better lives, better relationships, and better marriages.
Absolutely.
And that is a very serious mission. Like for me, it is. For the years that we have been meeting the couples and meeting different people when it comes to relationships, and even just the radio shows and the TV shows and the questions people keep asking. As soon as you feel like maybe you've done something, someone asks a question and you feel like you have never said anything or done anything, and you're back to zero.
Absolutely.
And you're like, God, this mission is a serious one, and I think there's so many people that are struggling out there that need help. So that's why we never stop coming.
Yeah, we appreciate carrying the burden.
Yep.
It's called a burden because I believe God carries a bit of his weight and gives it to you.
Yeah.
That you may feel what he feels, you may go through a little bit of what he goes through when he sees his people stagger, most especially in the area of relationships. Because I think one of the biggest thing that we go through or struggle with is how to relate with one another.
It's the biggest thing, and it's the foundation for everything.
Yes, so once you conquer in that area, you have a lot of peace, and you easily thrive. How you relate with people, how you relate with your wife, how you relate with your children, at your workplace, etc. It's crucial. It's very important. So
that's true.
I believe it's a divine mission.
Very divine, and I think one of the reasons as to why I really heavily got into mentorship is the thought of we are not enough. We have to have a bigger army of people that are trained and mentored to be able to actually handle these problems on a daily. So for those of you that don't know about accelerated mentorship, we mentor coaches and relationship experts, and amongst other things, to be able to actually handle these daily things. Today we want to talk about stress.
Yeah, we want to talk about stress, and it's a good thing I'm seated with the happiness expert.
Happiness. Yeah, I mean, stress is one of those things.
You can imagine talking about stress, but in the same room with the happiness expert.
Yeah, why? Because those are the issues that must be addressed. At some point in our lives, we must be able to go back to the root cause of what the problem is. And if stress is the problem, then what is actually causing stress? Because stress is really a symptom. If we say that it's a state of being in constant worry and a mental incapacitation of some sorts, that means that there's something that has actually caused that, and difficult situations that have caused that. So I think when it comes to marriage, it even goes deeper, because we say marriage is not easy. You're already trying to figure out the two people that have never grown up together, that have different expectations, that have different backgrounds, have different callings, there are so many things that are totally different. Yes, you could have the same values, but totally different bodies and everything. And now,
while they're still on that journey, they're still discovering each other. Children come into the picture, and now they have to parent.
Yeah,
and the kids have also come with their own
difficulties.
Yes,
and what you might call a blessing, it is indeed a blessing, but it comes with its
a lot of
base
stresses.
A
lot of work. I usually say that it's a one-time employment, and you don't fire yourself, or you can't be fired from it.
And look at
once
this.
you sign up for it,
exactly, you can never retire from it.
My mother still checks on me. She still thinks I'm his baby
boy, whether you've eaten or something like that. And sometimes you're like, but can't you just stop it? But even before giving birth, the pregnancy phase itself, I think it has been quite a stress to so many people, and a stress not to the one that is carrying only, but to the one that is also not carrying.
I usually tell Hilda that the times when she's pregnant, she has the weight of the baby, but that weight is all in my head.
I know.
So I carry the baby in my head while she carries it in her stomach. And the worst part is not knowing what your partner is going through, and not even being able to tell how gross, tough, and heavy it is. You know, the best example I can give is when your child, your baby, your toddler, just starts crying all of a sudden, and you can't figure out why they are crying, and you can only imagine the pain they are going through. It tortures you more, because you feel like, I wish I'd carry it. I wish I would be, I would know the pain, but you don't.
For me,
so pregnancy sometimes can get to that.
A lot of
Mostly
stress.
if you care for your partner, there are some who just run away.
I know. And
they
for
just
me,
run away when they can't fathom it or figure it out or comprehend, or they just walk away. They just run away, and running
which
away.
is that some people just don't know how to deal with stress.
Of
And
course,
I guess that's why we are here to talk about it.
Of course, at that point, in trying to take care of her, you think running away is one way of doing it. That you think your presence disgusts her, and yet she's just responding to what she does not understand. Most especially that first quarter is a tight one, is a tough one. When a woman is trying to figure out this thing growing in her stomach called a baby, so her emotions are lower, and at times she doesn't know how to even express herself or even say it, and all that you're doing is wonder and wonder. So some men naturally feel like, maybe if
I go away,
if I'm away,
she'll be better.
Not knowing
that you are knowing her the more.
You even worsening the situation,
the stress,
of course.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so and I think we've already started on the journey, because there's so many things that cause stress, that trigger the stress, or the incapacitation of our brains and things. Sometimes we have different resilience muscles. Sometimes people have tried to cope, and they have actually gotten to a better patch in their lives, and a better part in their lives. Some marriages die in the limbo of stress.
Very
and
true.
They become irreconcilable. By the time someone says that we have irreconcilable differences, what they mean is actually we have been stressed to a place where we don't think we can mend again. We don't think we can see eye to eye. And no one should ever blame you for that or judge you for that. Though I think if you are equipped with the skills to be able to better handle the stress, and stress has no age. You can be 20 and you cope better, and a 50-year-old fails to actually
Very
cope.
true.
So it's not, you can be uneducated and you cope better, and someone that has a PhD and a doctorate actually fails to handle the situation. So there is no one that can say I'm immune to stress, or I have better ways of figuring out, because it sneaks up on you. No one invites stress in our lives. Just like we have highlighted, I think that even just getting to a place of, we keep going backwards, getting to a place of convincing someone to just be in your life is also a level of stress that you must overcome. That means every good thing that we do comes with a level of stress, but a level of stress that is manageable.
Very true.
Now,
Absolutely.
some people fail to manage those stresses. That is why you will see someone being single until they're 50, and they have fear, because fear brings stress. They have fear of telling someone, can we tie the knot? And then after that, they're like now looking for the money. Other people propose even when they don't have a single saucepan and a single cent of money, but they feel like we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then another person stays in thinking about money, and they get to 50 without even doing anything. So they fail to jump over the hurdle of that stress. So when you talk about the causes of stress, what do you think about?
Of course, we started well. The triggers are many and are countless. But if we decide to deal with a couple, well, it can be even in a relationship. Yeah. The only thing is, stress is easily managed in a relationship than in a marriage.
In a relationship, is an open gate.
In a relationship, I'm still trying to get you in.
Yeah.
But in a marriage, you're already in.
Yeah.
So I have to deal with what belongs to me. When you're dealing with something that does not belong, you have a way out.
You're even passive.
Because
a bit.
Yes,
yeah.
because if things fail,
I'll move on to the next.
Yeah, we can part ways. You can go.
You still have so many options.
Exactly. But then when it is in a marriage, it's completely different. At that point, you have no choice but to figure out a lot. And we will walk away from just a skill. Stress comes in so many forms, and it's on a case-by-case basis. And what you used now, or what you'll use now or tomorrow to overcome stress, may not work next year.
Exactly.
So you do not have to master a certain way of doing it. It has to be dealt
case
with
by
on a
case.
case-by-case basis. And the best way I would look at it is, you can't manage Hilda. I can't manage Hilda's stress unless I've learned to manage mine. Because before I manage my own stress, I'm not qualified
To even tamper
with yours. So I'm a better person if I've managed mine. Then I help.
You're in a neutral position.
I help
to be able
in dealing with yours. Because the moment I've not dealt with mine and I'm trying to address yours, I have two things at the same time, and it's very, very hard. Okay, for example, I'll talk about finance-related stress. It is from, I can't provide for my family. Do you know how tough that is? As in, it is my family. It is my duty and responsibility and obligation as a father to take care of my home. But here I am, I can't. Why? Because I don't have the money. Maybe I've been fired from my workplace, or my business is not doing well, or I'm struggling with taxes, or it's a loan, name it.
But it's
all
a financial
happening
stress,
at the same time. At least the least in that kind of situation is being able at least to feed your home. But I'm talking about a situation where you are home, you have children, you have a wife. Forget about school. Now they're not even in school, but you can't feed them.
That's a wall.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it is from you managing yourself and accepting your place and position that you do not have the money, to responding to a woman who expects that you are the husband in a home.
And you should
be able to provide and take care of us.
And children
And then children, all they understand is, Daddy, we are the dining, we're not saying food.
They have expectations, Painful.
Extremely. As I said.
It's a tension that you cannot explain to someone.
As I said, in that place, you have to first, get into a place where you admit, you come to terms with yourself that I don't have.
You don't live in denial.
Yes, because most live in denial. And in denial, the phase of denial is this. I talked a bit about it earlier. I said, when you fail to manage your stress and you're trying to deal with other people's stress, you're actually in denial. Denial that it's happening.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you keep lying to Hilda that
Giving
things
her
are
hope.
okay when things are not okay. You know what's happening? You're not managing any of her stress.
Nothing.
You're giving her more stress. That compared to this, coming to your wife and you tell her things
are
bad. URA is on my case. My shop was closed today. KCCA wants the permits paid.
I have a loan.
I have about 10 things that I'm dealing with right now. I do not have money. Do you know what happens when you have the confidence to be able to talk to your wife
to speak
in that
the truth,
in that capacity? You are buying her to yourself. In other words, now we are two
fighting together on the same team.
The moment you have the buy-in and she's on your side, then at least you have someone to shoulder or to carry part of your stress or your burden. So at that point, now Hilda is not speaking just as Hilda, but she's speaking as a mother in a home.
Yeah.
Guys, no sugar today. We're taking plain porridge, and you have to take it. And I have to see each one of you with a cup taking their porridge. That is different from me trying to give you a false impression, lying to you, and then when you sit with the kids, you're like, "Oh,
your father promised to bring the sugar,
I don't know
but
why
I'm not seeing it."
He's not picking my phones. You get that point?
I know.
He's not picking my phones.
So you're causing stress to
the landlord
everyone.
has been knocking for the last 3 days,
Yeah.
asking for rent, and I don't understand Tim. You realize at that point you're having discussions, extended discussions with other people, trying to figure out who Tim is.
Exactly.
So it is not
helping
at all. So number one, if you're dealing with finance-related issues, struggles, and stress,
because they're going to come in every marriage.
At least have your wife on your side.
Yeah.
Don't be the Iron Man, the giant, that I can figure it out all. Even if you have all the plans laid out, at least, like you managed to convince her to become your wife, manage your wife, bring your wife on your side. And the only way you do it is by being truthful. Truthful to mean, tell her the most ugly truth about your situation. And make sure that you get her on your side. The moment you get her on your side, she will fight battles that you have no
You
idea.
don't- you
she
don't
will,
know.
She will deal with the neighbors. She will deal with the landlord. She will deal
with
with
the in-laws,
Aish.
everyone, they will be in their space, because this is what happens when you do that. To me as a woman, you are causing my brain to swing into action in a protective mode,
Yep.
in a protective mode and in a nurturing mode,
And actually, there are two.
because that is when I spring more into action.
There are two things that you earn as a man when you speak the truth. It is the trust and the
Yeah.
confidence
Yeah.
in your woman. Because what does a woman want? Security, confidence, and trust in
Yeah.
you as a man.
Yes.
So when you speak the truth into their lives, they walk side by side with you all the way. By the way, okay, if you were to walk 2 miles, they will go 10 with you.
And they're more enduring, they're more resilient.
Things that are unimaginable. A woman is capable of even going to their village and selling a cow
Exactly.
to come and take care of home. But you must earn her trust and her confidence. So you must be truthful. Now the question is, can you just wake up all of a sudden and earn that trust and confidence if you've been the kind of man?
No. Track
Yes,
record.
Mazeyo
Track
Chibuzo.
record. No. No. If you've not been doing the right things and you come and you're starting to say the truth,
Now is the time
Believe me.
I turn to the camera. the men out there,
believe it.
however small, don't shy away from having your woman on your side.
Yeah.
Now, the little things, the small things that conquer us as men, as simple as you thinking that you can do it all by yourself. The role of you, a man, is to lead, and your wife manages. Now, lead, but allow the woman to manage.
But make your bed straight from the beginning.
That's what I'm.
Don't
That's
think
what I'm saying.
that you're going to jump and fall into financial hardships, okay? And then all of a sudden, that is when you get the woman. The woman is not stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
She's not a fool.
I'm saying,
she has
and
eyes.
it's a special call to the
when you
guys.
had the money, maybe you're spending it with other people. When you had, as in, make sure that your track record speaks for you, because she is not stupid.
Tetubitabula.
We are dealing with stress, but that is where stress comes in. Because again, when someone is in hardships like that, like a man, you have expectations, oh, they are going to support me. But remember, the person that is supporting you, every time she thinks about how she suffered when you had the money, because some people have gone through that. And then now she's thinking, you know what? Let me take care of my children.
Hilda, there's always a
We are
place.
dealing with one-
There's always a place to start.
Yes, there's always a place
To the men out there,
But-
it's not too late to start. Start now. That's
Doing
why I
good.
said. That's
Doing
why I
good.
said, however small, involve her. The role of a man in a home is to lead, okay, and a woman's role is to manage. Now, don't allow her to manage only and only in places
things are bad.
where you are screaming and dying. Involve her to manage even in the
Every
small.
day.
Chovola bangambi, even with the small issues.
That's true.
Learn to trust her, because that's how trust is built. You keep involving her. Okay? That's why the Bible says, "Who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God." You have found something good. You've obtained favor from God. The favor is onto your life because of the woman in your life. Make use of that woman. Now, the thing here is, don't wait until you're in a to die situation, kind of situation where you're screaming and it's your life on the line. Don't wait. Involve her. If you're already there, start now. I insist, start now.
Yeah.
From this situation that you're in, that you call tough and tight, have a place to start. And when you start, always involve her. You will solve 7 out of 10 of your problems without knowing. And let me tell you, the woman has the capacity to deal with the issues even with no resources, to mean no money.
Yeah.
That's how powerful a woman
She'll
is.
find a way.
That's how powerful a woman is. That she will figure out things that are beyond you as a man. And she will make sure that 1 + 1 is 4 somehow. That's how powerful women are. So let's go back to the stress triggers.
Yeah.
So if it's finance related, okay,
Find a way of handling it case by
and
case.
in a situation, most especially in a marriage, learn to involve your woman. If you're relating, you are in a relationship, guys, if you've hired a car, don't say that it's yours. Tell her that we actually hired this car. If possible, you tell the girl, bansedde. Nemmotoka bansedde. Njipangisiza emitwalo 5 naye nandibadde njipangisa 2. You know, expectations are really powerful. And everything about a relationship will fall and raise on one thing called expectations.
Yeah.
You shouldn't paint a picture that you're not. If you don't own the car and you hired it, say it. She will respect you
If
more.
you don't own the house you live in and you're
she will respect you more.
Staying there, renting.
If she cannot,
she's not for you.
then she's not for you.
Yeah.
Let her go. If she feels you're cheap, it's good. It's better that you get to know that that's how she feels and thinks about you. So if you're in a relationship and you can't afford, don't lie to yourself. You're adding stress to yourself that you're not going to handle.
Say the truth.
Say the truth.
As is.
Yes. Some of you guys know sondere job sente wandibadde bukuyamba okola ebintu ebirala nti you're taking someone to Dubai for a holiday.
N'okwewola. Si kusondeza kuwewola.
No. Hakati, thing here is, she would have respected you more if you had a title.
Than taking her to Dubai.
A land title somewhere.
By the time you take her to Dubai, you think taking her to Dubai versus buying a land title that Dubai is more important. That means actually you don't have a future with her.
Yeah. So, in any way, I've tried to compare the two.
Yeah.
And I've dealt
that
with
is relationships and marriages.
In as far as finance or because the moment you paint the wrong picture, expectations are built. So I will handle you at that
and they'll
level.
keep piling.
So if you've come and you've taken me out and you're driving a CLC Mercedes-Benz AMG, you understand. You
even expect transport money.
And you're taking me to dinner. And where are you taking me to dinner? Skies, 4 Points by Sheraton. You take me to all these expensive places, and you're paying a dinner of how much? Probably 150,000 to 200,000. So you expect to give me a chinyanya as transport when we are partying.
Wait, pass a chinyanya. That caught me off guard. Tewali agenda kukkiriza kinyanya. Baba agala kaki.
Naye bwe mba nakulaza ekituufu kyendi.
Ne bw'oba tolina ky'omuwadde. She will appreciate that you actually put in the effort. Wow. So you realize when it comes to stress, it begins with us and ends with us. The decisions that we make, and remember we say that this is a tension, a worry that is constant, it's like a baseline in your mind. You can go to a party, you can put on nice clothes, you can do anything, but you realize that stress will be underlying. And let me tell you, it is very, very dangerous when it comes to, we've talked about some of the triggers, especially the financial, we've talked about the pregnancy level, we've talked about having children, a little bit, we've not really gone into the details of that. There's so many others that we can actually talk about. The in-laws, I would love us to talk about in-laws when we come back, and also talk about the intimacy stress, because people also go through a lot of intimacy stress, communication. There are so many things that can actually trigger stress in a marriage. But again, marriages are supposed to be thriving places, are supposed to be places where we build springboards from off which we can bounce into the world and bounce back as a fallback position, where we are accepted unconditionally, where we are ourselves ourselves. We don't seek to be anyone else in order to be accepted. Whether there is full loyalty, that is what we are building. That is the mission we are on, that we will take back marriages and relationships to a place of commitment, of loyalty, of respect, of friendship, of full functionality, of laughter, fun, playing together. You're not supposed, it's not a life imprisonment, guys. It is a place where you're supposed to thrive, laugh, and have fun. And I hope that we can be able to walk that journey together. Tell us in the comments below, or you can even get into our numbers and let us know what's stressing you. What are you carrying on your shoulders? What's making you suffocate? We can address it. We can talk about it. And I know that we'll be able to grow together.